to my channel. I'm in my robe for a multitude of reasons. It's late at night, and I was debating about what I wanted my video to be this week, but then I watched this, and I said, no, we're gonna talk about this. This is it. I love Black Mirror. If you don't know what the show is, I need you wake up. It is a masterpiece of a show. They just dropped season 5, and the first episode, baby, I want to get into it. I've never done like a TV show review or whatever, but I never felt compelled like this. So we gonna go ahead and go with it. It's gonna be all spoilers. I'm talking about the whole episode, so do not watch this. If you want to experience it for yourself, go watch the episode. It's like an hour and 10 minutes or something. It's so good. Go watch it, then come back and watch my video because we about to get into all the little details. I was just so blown away by the themes in this episode. The fact that the majority, if not all the cast, was Black. The messages that were conveyed. We're gonna get into all of that. But before we do that, I'm gonna shout out this week's Warrior of the Week. Hey, boom. If you would like to be next week's Warrior of the Week, go ahead and share this video on Twitter or any of your social media platforms and tag me at KioshiWarrior. Okay, let's get into this review. Let's go. Okay, so I watched this episode I think 4 times now. The episode opens in a club. We have Danny, and a lovely young lady named Theo. They're at the bar, they're talking, they're conversing. It's clear that they are very attracted to each other, and I'm like, yes. In that scene, we're also introduced to their friend Carl and his girl Daisy, who we never see again. He's the one who basically spills the beans and like, these are my roommates. And then I'm like, oh, they do know each other. All of this was just a little, They get to dancing, it's all intimate. I'm just like, yes, they are really into each other. Then they get home and you know, they get into it, you feel me? It's all hot and passionate, just ooh. After all that's over, Danny goes gets him some cold pizza, and his friend Carl is playing a video game called Striking Vipers. Best line in the entire show. Carl asked him to play this game. He's like, man, I gotta work in the morning. He said, fuck your work. I was cackling, cause yes, all day, every day. So then they start smoking a little weed, they playing video games, just chilling. They ended up playing video games until like the sun came up, and I was like, damn, that nigga gotta go to work. It's clear they have a typical bromance, which I thought was cool. They end up waking up Theo with all that noise. She comes out, takes the joint from them. I'm like, yes, ma'am, and said, keep it down. Y'all woke me up. I don't know what y'all doing, but I was trying to sleep. So I think that's a good testament to her personality. She's very chill. She's go with the flow. She ain't freak out on them or anything. So then they pan forward 11 years later, and I'm like, okay. It's Danny's birthday. He's 37, turning 38. The first thing I thought is, why is this nigga wearing glasses? 37 is not that old. Did your eyes go like that? I don't know. That's probably me being judgmental. I noticed it, and I was like, why is everybody wearing glasses? Anyway, then we're introduced to a mundane couple, so mundane, I don't remember the wife's name, but the husband's name was Simon. His wife introduces Simon to Danny like, this is Simon, he likes bikes. Okay. The wife then goes away and Danny's like, you like motorcycles or just bikes? He was like, no, just bikes. So dry. Then we have a moment where I was immediately like, hold up, hold the hell up. The wife is over there tending to her child and her butt crack is showing. Danny is standing there, spatula in hand, staring at this woman's butt crack. Sir, he is so preoccupied with this woman's behind. He burnt the damn food. While all of that is happening, Theo answers the door, and it's Carl, and he looks good. That man looked good. He was clean shaven. He had a nice outfit, smelling good. I don't know what he smelled like. He looked like he smelled good. I was like, oh. He comes on out to the back patio with a little gift bag and says what's up to his boy. Danny tries to shake his hand, and I'm like, they've known each other for a really long time. Old boy said, oh, so we're just strangers. Cool. Some men, Black men especially, aren't super touchy-feely even if it's with a homeboy, but Danny eventually embraces him like with a couple pats or whatever. Carl gives him his gift bag and it's the game Striking Vipers. That's a game they were playing like 11 years ago, except it's Striking Vipers X. Then after that, they go and grab a beer and chill. And while they're talking, Carl shows him a picture of this really young girl that he's supposed to be going on a date with. Carl keeps trying to show Danny pictures of what this girl looks like, and then Danny's wife, Thea, comes through and was like, what y'all talking about? I thought this was interesting. Carl showed her the picture and was just like, whatever, and showed it to her. That was a testament to me that Carl is just, he doesn't care about hiding certain things. He likes it to be out in the open. Moving on to the next scene, and this man, Danny, is doing dishes. And he wasn't like reluctantly doing it. It looked like it was something that he usually did. When the dishwasher like started beeping, he knew what the beeping meant. He said, you gotta turn the knives upside down. This man seems completely settled into family life. On the flip side, we got Carl, Carl, he's dating. He went on his date with his little 28-year-old. They didn't seem like they had anything in common, and I was just like, okay, this is just gonna be sex. Then in the next scene, they, they get with it. There is no pillow talk. Old girl rolls over and grabs her phone. I'm like, a millennial. No conversation, no nothing. We just, you just going, okay. Then we bounce back to Danny and Theo, and they're talking about whether or not they should have sex because they're trying to get pregnant, but she was like, I'm tired, and he was kind of tired too. So he let her go to bed and like smacked her on her butt and said, I love you. I was like, this is so cute. This is a real relationship. So after Theo goes to bed, Danny goes in the living room. He's playing some dry ass, it looks like Tetris or some type of boring game. Carl logs on and he's like inviting him to play Striking Vipers. So then Carl guides him, telling him to put the chip on his head, put the thing in a remote control, let's get it going. Let's fight, catch this ass whooping. So then they hop in the game, and in the beginning of the episode, Carl plays as Roxette and Danny played as Lance. They're both like Asian characters. Danny was talking about his knee pain, and as soon as he got in the game, he was perfectly fine. In the game, you feel everything. So then they're fighting and stuff, right? They fighting, they scrapping, Roxy is beating his behind. And then they roll over, they tussling and stuff. And Carl kisses Danny. Yo, I freaked out. I was like, oh my God. It's not them, but they're like feeling it, so like it is them. And Danny's like kissing him back, but then he's like, no. And they both exit the game. I'm just like, what are they gonna do now? This is so crazy. And now it's making me think about, what the hell was he doing 11 years ago? This part blew me. Danny gets back in bed. His wife rolls over, she feeling on him and stuff. And little Danny is wide awake. I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, he liked it, yes. This whole episode was me just being like, yes, let it happen. Let the feelings happen. So this is where all of the questioning begins. There's like the different montages, and Carl's at work and he's clearly pondering it. Danny's at work and like with his wife and he's thinking about it. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Off one kiss though, it must have been a fire kiss because they were just lost in their heads. Like Danny's looking at himself in the mirror like, who am I? It was just a lot. It was clearly a lot for them. Then in the next scene, Danny's playing his boring little game. Carl logs on and Danny tries to ignore him, but then he ends up getting on anyway. This little conversation they have killed me, okay? Danny's like, I can't play long. And Carl's like, yeah, sure, me too. I was like, y'all like each other. And then Danny says, last time we played, I was drunk from the party. No, sir, no, you were not. Excuses. And Carl was like, oh, cool. Bro, these lies. Then it made me think about, they were smoking weed and playing video games 11 years ago. Did something happen? Like, I just want to know. I want to know if they've been here before. That sentence makes me feel like they have been. Like he's using him being drunk as an excuse for him letting him kiss him and like him kissing him back. I'm just like, nah, bruh. It's deeper. It's deeper than that. And then they say, let's have a serious game. So what if y'all would have none of the games y'all played been serious? What is this? And then they get in the game, baby. They could not fight the attraction. Starts kissing, making out immediately. I'm just like, yo, they are in this. They are in this. Them being in them characters' bodies gave them out. All the physical sensations are the same. So y'all are kissing each other. Like, I don't care about the semantics. This is you, this is him, this is y'all. And what I thought was so interesting was while they were having this whole like passionate scene, Theo is out, she with her friend. She walks outside and sees these two people kissing on the street and she's just staring at them like, oh, it's been such a long time since I had that. Then we bounce back to Danny and Theo. It's the aftermath. They done, the devil's tango. And Carl's like, well, I guess we're gay now. And then Danny's like, it doesn't feel like a gay thing. I'm like, it doesn't feel like a gay thing because y'all are in characters' bodies and he's like a woman, but y'all are still having sex. Like, Black Mirror, y'all did this. This is such an interesting dynamic. As they're talking, Danny gets kicked in the leg by his son and bounces out of the game. And his son's like, I need water. Like, I don't care what you're doing. Hydrate me. So after he takes care of his son, he gets in bed. And I'm like, this is where I'm like, okay, you care about this person. He sent him a courtesy text. He was like, sorry, I had to bounce out the game. My son needed some water. Like, if you didn't really care, you would have just been like, I'll talk to that nigga tomorrow. But you were like, I don't want him to be mad at me, so let me shoot him a text and apologize. Then we have another little montage about them thinking about each other, and I'm just like, they like this, they like each other. In the next pinnacle scene, Danny goes back in the game. This time he closes the door to like his TV room. He closes the door and the cheating officially begins. This is where I'm like, okay, this is cheating. Was it technically cheating before? Yes, but now he's mindful about it. He's like, let me close this door. I'm getting my kids. I don't need my wife to come in here in town. I don't want nobody tapping me. Let me get my rocks off with Roxy, okay? The sex is passionate. I'm just like, yo, this is not just sex. Like, they're kissing and it's in its feelings and you can just tell that they, oh my gosh, you gotta watch. So much so that after the game is over, Carl is on a whole date with old girl and he's just like this. In his bag, okay? On the flip side, we got Danny. He's in bed with Theo. Theo's trying to get freaky. He's like, sorry, babe, I'm just tired. I'm like, oh my gosh, no, he's doing the thing that cheaters do. Then we have another montage that made me really sad because it's Carl and Danny like doing their thing in the game, but also Theo over here looking at herself in the mirror, like questioning her looks, like like she squeezes her tummy and stuff. And I'm just like, no, babe, like you're perfect. Ah, she's beautiful. Like she's so gorgeous. And it's clear that like Danny's not doing nothing with her. He's not trying to sleep with her. I don't know what happened to him making a baby. All of that went out the window and he's just doing his whole thing with Carl. Danny got a chair under the door. He's like, no one's coming in. It's serious. Like he's really trying to hide it at this point. So after that montage, they're like talking in the game. Danny and Carl are. Carl is just laying on his lap, like being so cute. He's like, I know you're thinking about something. Like, what are you thinking? I'm like, this is a relationship. Then Danny asks him like, you know, what is it like what does it feel like to be a woman and like us doing this stuff? And she's just like, it's crazy. And she does this cute little analogy and Danny's like, I think he ran that analogy into the ground. And Carl is like, shut up. Danny like grabs his chin and is just like playing with her face and stuff and kissing, and they look so hugged up, so close. Their connection is becoming like more and more clear. I'm like, oh, y'all are in love. Like y'all really care about each other. In the next scene, we see Danny's getting more and more distant. His son and his wife are playing outside and he's just watching them like a creep. Then he forgets him and his wife's anniversary. I was like, damn. This is another important part, them bringing their intimacy into the real world, because I guess Danny already made plans with Carl on his anniversary night and didn't even know. Then he texts Carl like, can't do it tonight, it's my anniversary, sorry. And then he puts like an X next to it. Y'all know X's and O's, kisses and hugs. It was a kiss. He was gonna text a kiss to this man. This is him fighting his emotions like in the real world. He wants to send that man a kiss. He eventually decides not to, and I'm just like, no, like be honest with yourself. This is all very wrong and you are a cheating son of a bitch. But be honest with your feelings, you care about this man. In the next scene, we got something that I was always waiting to see. And that's Theo like getting her kicks or like being reminded that she's fine, because her entire self-esteem throughout all of this has been so low. She's not feeling attractive. She's not feeling like herself. She's at the bar waiting for her husband and this fine man comes over to her and was like, can I buy you a drink? And she shows her little ring and he apologizes. He's like, I'm sorry, you know, I was just gonna buy you a drink, but I'm just gonna leave you alone. I see that you married. They had some cute little back and forth banter. I'm like, sis, the chemistry. At this point, I'm just like, morals all out the window. Like, he over there doing his virtual thing. Girl, get you some shit in real life. Like, just do it. I know it's your anniversary night and everything, but this, he didn't even remember. Get his number, sis. Old boy goes away. He's real respectful. And then Theo and Danny start having dinner. She confronts him on his bullshit. I'm like, thank you. She's like, we haven't slept together in weeks. You don't touch me. You don't kiss me. None of the cute little stuff like early in the episode, like he smacked her butt, like none of that. And she's like, do you want me anymore? Which is a fair question. She acknowledges that family life is kind of boring. She used to be ripping and running around when they were young, just like he did. She understands, but she also knows that marriage and relationships, period, are a commitment. She's committed to their family. She's committed to him. Oh, and then I love, she threw it in his face. She was like, oh, dude just came up here and asked me what was popping with me like 15 minutes ago before you get here. God knows I could be out here running and ripping these streets, okay, getting mine. But I'm not doing that because I love you and I love our family. Why it always gotta be the black woman putting stuff together? Sorry. Ooh, it got personal. She's basically saying, I love you, I'm committed to this, are you? Because if you're not, that's something I need to be privy to. That's something we need to talk about. And he lies, of course. No, there's nobody else. Like, I love you. Like, I'm sure he loves her. I'm sure he cares about her, but he has feelings for that man. He apologizes, he takes her hand, and he's like, I'm gonna do better or whatever, basically. While that's happening, we have Carl over here trying to make it do what it do with his old girl, but he can't finish. And I'm just like, boyfriend, this is not wetting his whistle. This connection, or lack thereof, is not doing it for him. I don't know who the girl is he's with. I forget her name completely, but I like her a lot because she really does not care. She rolled over, got her phone, and was like, you mind if I'm gonna handle myself. Yes, ma'am, get yours. Like right next to him too, like she didn't even leave the room. Oh, girl pulled up whatever on her phone and was just like, I'm gonna just go ahead and handle it. You mind? Okay. Then that night, Carl gets online. Danny makes a very good decision for himself and for his family. He takes a little chip out of the remote, takes the game, takes a little head chip, and hides it all in the cabinet. He's like, okay, we're not doing this no more, it's done. And then the next day, Carl was getting fitted for something. I enjoy it. It's clear that Carl is a little bit more open with his feelings. Cause old boy called him, he was in the middle of getting fitted for something. Grabs his phone and is just like, hey. Danny's like, bro, we can't do this no more, it's wrong. You know it's wrong. Carl's like, it's not cheating, it's not real, it's like porn, it's really not. And he's like, this is good, like you know this is good. Maybe we can get together like every first Sunday of the month or something. He over here trying to make ultimatums, trying to keep him. Danny's like, no, we gotta make a clean break. And then the conversation ends. They pan us forward 7 months later. Theo is pregnant, yay. Danny is being involved, Daddy's outside playing with his son. And Carl looks depressed. His living room is covered in trash, he just drinking. He looked like he going through a horrible breakup. Then in the next scene, it's Danny's birthday. Theo and Danny are in the kitchen. She got him some chocolate for his birthday. I was like, that's cute. And then she said she invited Carl over. No, no, no. No, no, he was doing so well. But Theo didn't know, so you know, she invited him over and Danny was like, well, what did he say? And she was like, he's excited to come over. I was just like, of course he is. Oh my gosh, this is about to be a mess. The next scene is all of them sitting at the dinner table. I'm just like, this is about to explode. Somebody finna freak out. I'm not prepared. It was so tense, their conversation. And Theo was like trying to drive it. They were just sitting there picking at their food like teenagers who ain't want to talk about their day at school. Theo was bringing up like their old fun times. She said something about them doing Molly. I was like, oh, y'all was wildin'. Then she leaves them alone and goes and gets dessert. I'm like, no, don't leave them alone. Danny immediately is like, what the fuck are you doing here? Carl's like, well, she invited me. He feels like it's like they're exes or something. And immediately I thought that Carl was like, am I like your ex-wife? I was like, oh my God, he is in his bag. He's in his bag. Meanwhile, Danny is like, you could have made up any excuse, like you should not be here. You know why you should not be here. Then we move on to what I call Carl's seduction tangent. Carl starts going into how he went back in the game with like other players and tried to do stuff. Virtual players, it wasn't like nothing. He didn't feel anything. He said he had sex with the polar bear character and he still couldn't get him out of his head. I was like, he is hooked on a fan. He is hooked on Danny. He's like, nothing feels the same. Like, you know, best sex of my life. I was like, yo. He started getting all close to his ear and stuff. He was like, no, you want this. You know you want to mess with Roxy. He was like, no. I was like, this is so not fair. This man, he's just trying to live his life with his family. Carl over here like, you gotta think. I don't want to get too vulgar. You gotta watch it. He gets all close to his face and was like, no, that was the best sex, the most passionate shit you. He's like begging him to come back in the game. He's like, you know you missed this. Like, come back in the game one last time. Danny like throws him off of him. And then Theo comes back in. She all pregnant with a plate of tiramisu like, what y'all doing? It's like, this poor baby. Dinner is over. Carl is getting ready to leave. Theo gives Carl a big hug and was like, thank you for coming. And then Theo and Carl are just standing there all awkward and Carl's like, happy birthday, man, you know. Danny's like, thanks. And Theo's like, would y'all just hug? Why are men so awkward? Sis, you have no clue. Carl hugs Danny and in his ear whispers, midnight. I was like, no, don't do it. Don't fall for the temptation. The next scene after that, Danny is in bed. He's looking at his phone. It's 11:59. And he's just laying there like, nope, nope. Midnight strikes. He looks at his phone. He puts it back down. He's just like, nope, nope. Then his eyes pop open and he's like, okay. No! He goes downstairs. He closes the door. And after that, oh my God, the most passionate sex scene. I cannot. It was ridiculous. I don't want to give out too many details because I want you to go watch for yourself. But he put his fingers in his mouth. I was like, Lord Jesus! Woo! I had to compose myself. I was sitting there screaming at my phone. And then Carl says, I love you. Oh my God. Just had to go. He was just like, I don't know where that came from. Yes, the hell you do. Because you love him. That's why. That's exactly where it came from. Danny gets mad and he's like, no, like, nah. Then he starts kicking bags and stuff. And Carl's like, you feel it too? Like, just say it. And Danny like doesn't want to. He's like, where does this end? Like, we can't do nothing with this. Where do we go from here? And Carl's just like, this doesn't have to end and all stuff. I'm just like, man, whatever. And then Danny's like, you remember the year club? The same club that the whole show opened on? Carl was like, yeah, why? He was like, meet me there in 30 minutes. Exit game. He didn't even give him an option to say no. And Carl is the bottom. He gonna listen to Daddy. Anyway, they show up in person and I'm just like, no, this is so scary. Carl jumps out of the car and like puts his sleeves up and is like, what we finna do? Like, we gonna fight? Like, what's happening? Danny's like, no, man, we gonna kiss. Bring it to life. Y'all gotta know, like they gotta know. Danny was like, if there's fireworks, then we know it's an us thing. If not, then it's like a gang thing or whatever. Carl's just like, okay. They were so awkward about the whole kiss. I'm just like, no, like calm down. Don't be stressed, just let it happen. Carl's like, do you need me to start? Carl is so forward and she's just like, let's just do it. I'm like, cause he already knows, like he already knows how he feels. He already said, I love you, like he's out there, you feel me? So then they kiss and it's all tense. Then Carl's like, nope, I don't feel anything. I didn't believe him. I didn't believe either one of them. Cause Danny hesitated and he was like, yeah, nah, me either. And then they hugged and then the camera panned on each of their faces. They clearly like, oh my gosh, they clearly like have feelings for each other. I'm just like, this is so sad. What I did find interesting was that he could hug him more easily. Danny could, like he just went in and like they hugged like it was an embrace. I was like, okay, progress. Carl can't let it go. He was like, listen, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. You're not taking it away from me. You know this is good. He's like, no, this is embedded in my head. Like it's not going nowhere. Danny was like, it's not going nowhere? All right, let's fight. Then they start fighting and then the police shows up. I'm like, Jesus, please, please, I don't need nobody getting shot. That would fuck my whole mood up. Woo. Anyway, they got arrested. Theo had to go down to the station and pick Danny up. I'm just like, this is such a mess. And now he's gonna have to explain. Now he's gonna have to explain why him and Carl were fighting. Theo and Danny are in the car. Theo's like, what were y'all fighting about? I knew y'all were mad at each other. What was the fight about? Danny's just quiet. Theo's getting more pissed and like, yo, like, you have to talk to me. Like, tell me why I had to pick you up at a whole police station, my nigga. What happened? And in true Black Mirror fashion, Danny gets ready to open his mouth and it cuts to black. I'm just like, he told her the truth. Oh my gosh, I hope he told her the truth. Then Black Mirror does this thing where they finish like the rest of the show through like the credits. So they show a credit and then like a little scene. In the next little scene, I think it's Danny's birthday again. The baby has been born. Carl gets a cat, which I'm like, cool, because you need something to love on. More importantly, they stayed together. Thea stayed with him. They stayed together. I was like, yes! Thea gets in this little box and was like, I want this back tomorrow. He opens it and it's the little chip for the head. I'm like, she knows and she's letting him. Oh my God. And Danny's like, yeah, you too. In the next scene, she putting her wedding ring in a box and I'm just like, they came to a compromise. They came to a compromise. They came to a compromise. I was so happy. I was screaming because she gonna go back out and meet old boy. Ah! And in the next scene, he was in, I was like, yes, get yours. He goes and plays the game with Carl. They're like on the roof and like they get busy and they look at the calendar and it's the first Sunday of the month. And that's how it ends. I was like, that was so amazing. The ending was my favorite part. Oh my gosh. There is a lot of internalized homophobia within the Black community. It's unfortunate to say, but most cisgender Black women aren't cool with dating Black men or men in general who are bisexual, pansexual, anything other than straight. They like, oh, you gay. No, like, no. It's an issue and a problem. So the fact that they ended this with her being cool, like she's like, okay, this is what you need. I see what you need. This is what I'm gonna need. If you're gonna be doing your thing, I gotta do mine. She didn't demean him in regards to his sexuality. I don't even know if they had like a conversation about sexuality at all, but she didn't make it a big deal. And I was like, that is so great. I still have to watch the next 2 episodes of Black Mirror. I haven't watched them yet. So if you guys want me to watch them and come back and we can talk about it, let me know in the comments. But how did y'all feel about this episode? I need y'all to sound off. Let me know what your favorite parts were. Let me know what you got from it. Thank you guys so much for watching this review or talk back session. I don't know. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go on and turn on the notifications because YouTube is always on games. And I will see you guys in my next video.